Hi everyone, Einat Kessler here with a new video, and today we're going to make an Easel drawer box card with a small mini album inside. It's a really cool and very easy project, so let's get started. You will need 3 12 by 12 heavy cardstock, and we're going to start with the first square that you need to cut. There's a little bit of cutting and measuring in this project. So this one is an 8.5 by 7 inches. And of course you need double-sided cardstock, and the heavier the better, because it is a 3D model that you need to create and you want it to hold. So the next square is 9 1/16 of an inch by 6 1/16 of an inch, and you also have a PDF file with all the measurements and the instructions in this post as well. So for those of you who prefer PDF files, it's there. So we're going to mark this square A, and the last square is going to measure 9 1/8 by 6 1/8, and this one is going to be square B. Just take a pencil and mark them so we won't get confused later on. So we have our 3 squares, and now you need to bring your scoreboard. And I lost my bone folder, so I'm using a little popsicle stick to do the scoring. So the first square that we did, that is the drawer. You need to score it at 1 1/4 on all 4 sides. So that's pretty easy. Just score it, and then we're going to fold all those score lines and just pick the side that you want your drawer to be, what is going to be on the outside and what is going to be on the inside. Of course, you can always change the direction of the folds. Now we're going to take our scissors and cut on the corner, on one side of the corner, all the way to the fold line, to the scored line. Doesn't matter the direction, but only on one side of the corner. And this will enable us to fold this, create a little square, and create the drawer. So apply your glue on the outside of those little squares that we created, and then you attach each square to the opposite tab or flap or piece of paper that is next to it, like this. And this will give you the drawer. You do that on all 4 corners. Apply the glue on the outside, because when you apply the glue on the outside of the little square, it allows you to do the attaching on the inside of the drawer, and the outside walls look nice and pretty. They don't see the point where you attached it. So this is our drawer, pretty easy. And now we'll take our squares A and B and bring our scoreboard again, and on those 2 squares we need to score on the 1.5 inch, but we are going to score on the 2 short sides and only 1 of the long side. Okay, so 1 long side is going to be completely unscored. So 1 short side, 1 long side, and then 1 short side, and that's it. And we're going to do this on both square A and square B. And then we're going to fold them, burnish them, and let's do this on the second square, on the 1.5 inch, on both short sides and 1 long side, like we did on the last square. So these 2 squares are going to form the outside of the drawer, the house that the drawer is going to be in, the box, basically. Now I'm going to show you how to create this box. We're going to take square A and then cut on the horizontal lines of the little squares that we scored, the same way that we did on the drawer. But it's important to do this on square A on the horizontal lines. On square B, we are going to cut on the vertical lines of the little corner squares. Okay, hope that makes sense and that is very clear. And now we're going to glue them together the same way we did for the drawer. Now for the gluing, on square A, when we cut the horizontal lines, we're going to apply the glue on the inside of the little square, because on this part we're going to attach the little square to the wall on the outside. See, I'm doing this on the outside of the wall on both sides like this. This is square A. It's the smaller square. Okay, so just make sure it's all nice and glued. For square B, we're going to apply the glue on the outside of the square because we're going to attach the wall on the inside. So it's opposite of what we did on square A. Hope that is clear. So on the inside of the wall like this, because we don't want it to show. Square B is the larger square. Okay, so now we'll attach both squares together like this. Square A is going to slide into square B, so we are going to apply the glue inside square B on all three walls. Make sure that you add enough glue. We need it to be nice and secure, nice and glued properly on all three walls, on the inside of course. And this is going to be the box that the drawer will fit into. So put the glue in there, and then square A, which is slightly smaller, is going to slide inside like this. Have to make sure that you slide it in a way that you have an opening on one side and three walls on all three of the sides. Make sure it's burnished properly. If you need to, just put your hand in there or your bone folder to secure everything. And then you have a box, and it's firm because you have two squares that are forming it, and this is the drawer that is going to slide in there. Now let's create the easel card. For the easel card, we need to cut two squares. The first square is 5 3/4 by 8 1/2, and of course I'm using matching papers. If you were wondering what kind of papers I'm using, those are Graphic 45 papers. It's called A Lady's Diary. That's the collection. Love this collection. And this first square, we're going to score it horizontally on the 4 1/4 line, and then on the 6 3/8 line. Okay, so two score lines, 6 3/8. Using a popsicle stick because I lost my bone folder. I need to buy a new one. I had two and I lost both of them. I have no idea where they are. So now we're going to fold. First fold it in half, and then fold the other tab. So what you will get is a Z shape like this, with one long side and one short side. Now we need to cut another square for the easel card. This square will measure 5 3/4 by 4 6.25. So I'm using the same paper because I want it all to match, but you can decide, you can do the whole project from just one color cardstock and then cover it with pattern paper. So now I'm applying glue to the little tab or the little folded area of the Z, as you can see, and then I'm aligning the square that we cut with the little flap there, and this is what you should get, and this is how the easel card is going to stand up. Okay, so now basically it's time to embellish our easel card, and as you know, the sky's the limit. Just if you want to send it somewhere, then you can't make it too bulky, but if you don't want to send it anywhere, then you can just make it as bulky as you want. I'm using some chipboard and stickers, and I want to create a 3D chipboard frame, and the center of this frame, this circle that I'm now attaching, this is not straight, is not going to show, but I'm still attaching it to my card because I want it to be a platform that I can glue things on it. So I am putting on the sticker, but this is not straight. I'm just going to make sure that this is completely straight. Now this sticker is going to go here, and on top of this I'm going to put on this lady with some 3D dimensional tape, which is always a good idea when you want to create very pop up embellishments, or 3D kind of embellishments. Aligning the lady with the frame. Now I want to add some more stickers, and maybe I'm going to add some flowers. It all depends on the kind of paper that you're using and what atmosphere the entire project has. Maybe you don't want to add flowers, maybe you want it to be more of a masculine project or a steampunk project. It all depends on the style that you're working with. So for me, flowers really work well here, so I'm adding some little chipboard flowers and then some paper flowers on top of my easel card. Little blue ones as well. And then once you're happy with the way you have embellished the front of the easel card, it's always important, if you want your easel card to stand, to add a strip of paper or embellishment to the inside of your card, at least I would say at least an inch or 3/4 of an inch wide. So I'm adding some sticker as well, a little sticker there. So that is going to keep the easel standing. I'm just going to show you in a minute how. See, like this is going to stop it from sliding all the way down, because that little paper and sticker that I've added is raised enough to stop the card from sliding, and this is how it's going to stand. Okay, so this is a vital part of the easel card mechanism. So once you've finished with your easel card, then it's time to attach it to the box. So I'm applying glue to the bottom part of the card. By the way, you can embellish the box without the card and put the card in the box, in the drawer, if you don't want to put it on top of your drawer box. So basically it's up to you how you want it to look. it will fit inside the drawer, so it can be like the card in the drawer and then different embellishments on top of the box. So now I want to create a little handle for the drawer. I'm going to use a large brad and insert it in a little strip of paper from the leftovers that I have. You can insert it directly to the side of the drawer, but I want to make sure, first of all, I want to add a little more color, but then I wanted to make sure that it's strong enough. Just a piece of paper, cardstock, and then I'm attaching the brad to that piece and gluing it to the front of my drawer, and this little brad is going to be the handle. You can create a handle yourself from the cardstock, or use chipboard or whatever it is that, or a button or something that you have in your stash that is raised enough or 3D enough to grab and pull out the drawer. So now let's create a little mini album. Cut 5 or 6 or whatever, how many leftovers that you have, but the size is 5.5 by 4 inches, the size of the pages, and I've cut 5 of them, and I'm binding them with Bind It All on the narrower side. So this is going to be a horizontal mini album. You can bind them on the longer side and make it a vertical mini album, and of course you can add as many papers as you want. I'm going to leave this blank because I want to add photos on it. I'm not going to create any interactive mechanisms or pockets or whatever in there. This is just going to be bulky enough when I add all the photos. So it's empty for now. Just going to show you the papers. They look really nice, and they will fit large photos, not 6 by 4, slightly smaller, but still you have enough room, and the more papers you have, the more photos you can fit in there. And then you have a really pretty gift, the drawer with the easel card. Now I want to show you a set of cards that I created from a different collection. This tutorial is on the Graphic 45 blog, by the way, if you want to check it out. But you can create a collection of cards, empty cards, and put them in the drawer, and then you'll have ready-made cards for whatever occasion you need, and you just pull out the drawer, take one card, write whatever you want, and then you're all set. Or you can give it as a gift of a card set in the drawer box with the easel card on top. Looks really, really pretty. So you can do that as well. Just fill the drawer with cards. So in any case, whatever option that you choose, I think this project is really, really cool. I really liked it. Please let me know in the comments if you liked it too, and I'll see you next time.